Rob here from the Flanagan Homestead. Today's project, I'm working on my firewood pile, specifically my firewood pile for my firewood stand where I'm doing bundles. One of my frustrations I have in my other pile is I cut everything and I left them larger, like I like to put in my wood stove so they burn through the night. But I found that in making bundles, smaller pieces, about yay big, maybe a little bit bigger, are what people like. And so when I'm pulling stuff off, when I go to make bundles off my other pile, I have to split it again quite often and make them. Whereas this entire pile, which I don't know is several cords right now, is already split to this size. So this entire pile is intended for bundles for my firewood stand for next year. So today we're going to so actually what I was trying to say is everything is nice and small like this, the entire stack. So I should be able to just pull stuff out, bundle it up, and go. I don't have to do any more splitting. So again, this entire stack is intended for bundles, but I didn't get it covered earlier in the year. It's been raining on it, but some of it's started to cure, some of it hasn't. So today we're going to finish cutting up a few of the logs, and then we're going to cover it with a tarp. And what I've done is all this is on pallets, and I left room for air to flow in between the rows. And I'm going to take, I don't have any more room to go up the hill, so I'm going to take a lot of the wood, and we're just going to create a mound on the top here. Put a big old mound on top and put the tarp there, and that'll create a sloped roof. It'll sit on top, not fall in between. Most of it won't fall in between, so we'll still get airflow. It should dry, and we'll keep this dry going into, I won't need to start burning this for many months until probably towards the end of the summer when it's been out in the sunlight. So that's what we're going to do. We did take, if you can see here, we did take baling twine and run it from fence post to fence post because the weight is starting to pull these back, and if we put a mound of wood on top of this, it's just going to push this out. So this baling twine will hold several hundred pounds, so it shouldn't break, and it'll keep the fence posts from falling out. So we got our last 2 rows of firewood here. Before we start building it up, I got to put string on these to keep them from rolling out. So, and then we're ready to start stacking on top. All right, time to cover it with a tarp. Typically I'm not a fan of tarps for firewood. It holds moisture in, they blow off, all kinds of things happen. I prefer a metal roof or a real roof, air flow around it, but sometimes when you don't have enough storage space is what you got to do. So we're gonna get this over the top of that. You can see that it will slope down every direction, so water shouldn't pool up on this tarp. Hopefully it'll just run off the sides and everything will continue to dry. This is a bigger tarp than I thought. This is a bad boy. What's that? So my tarp is plenty big enough, almost too big. I don't want, as I mentioned, I want airflow, so I don't want the tarp to come all the way over the top into the ground. I was thinking I was going to have to tie it off about here, but it's much bigger than I thought. So I'm going to tie this off to keep it a couple feet off the ground on this side, and then on the other side I might have to roll it up a little bit just to try to create so that there's airflow underneath of it. I don't want to just trap all the moisture inside the tarp. My 20 by 30 tarp was plenty big enough. I'm not sure how many cords of wood I have underneath there, but it's quite a bit. This will do me well for bundles for quite a while. My next firewood project is going to be cutting firewood for my own home, which I will cut a little bit shorter because my wife wants it that way, and leave the splits a little bit larger as far as diameter so that it burns longer in the fireplace. Thanks for joining me on the Flanagan Homestead, where Christmas trees are my business, teaching and cleaning horticulture is my job, and outdoor projects, like my firewood, are my passion. Hope to see you again soon. Be blessed, everyone.